Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pick Me Godcast. We're going to be getting started in just under 2 minutes here. In the meantime, I need everybody to hit that like button. Share this out on your social media platforms right now. And let everybody know that we are going live with another episode of the Pick Me Godcast. Featuring your lovely hosts, Brown Skin Baddie and Nicety Girl. So we're going to be getting started in just a few minutes. Y'all sit tight and get your mind right. We're going to have another great conversation tonight. Y'all know how we do it. Peace and black love. One minute remaining. Seconds remaining.
Sunshine.
Wisdom is the wise word spoken by the wise man. Wisdom is also symbolic to the black woman. Long natural hair, short with the waves. I give a shout out to my sisters with the curly braids. They call it 4C, we call it non-ether. She suffer autoimmune and formed alopecia. So keep a black woman's name out your fucking mouth. I will slap a nigga brains out his fucking scalp. They on demon time, she on God time. Let's take a walk, we gon' see what's on the goddess mind.
I just love that song. Every time I hear it, I get so hyped. Ooh,
right?
Sincere did his thing. Shout out to Sincere, little guy, for the theme music.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, Peter Ogun from Ogun Visuals, he actually redid the video and he put a bunch of us in the video for the Sunshine. He really did a cool visual, but you on your hiatus. I'll send it to you so you can see it. But you on it. It's so yeah. He did a cool visual for that.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
I definitely got to see that so I can share that. I love that. I love us.
Right? That's what this is about.
I just love us. So tonight's show, we are in for a treat. So Nicety, tell us the backstory here.
So we're gonna play the video. I don't want to give the backstory yet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna play a video from our special guest, right? We're gonna let that video roll, and then from after that, we'll come on in, do our intros, and then we're gonna chop it up.
Okay.
I appreciate you for dealing with me. I know for a fact I'm not easy to deal with. For the simple fact that you can actually deal with me shows how special you are. I'm elated. I'm in such gratitude. I'm grateful. I'm blessed to have you to deal with me. And I wouldn't have anybody else.
Blessed more than the most Christian.
They're not even blessed.
So what are they?
Like all the universe blessed.
I'm blessed from my ancestors.
Your ancestors.
And
all the Orisas in the universe.
All of them.
And I hope the volume is up as good so we can actually hear what
even
you're
from
saying.
Your grandmama.
Even from your grandmama.
Uncle Pee Wee too.
Uncle Pee Wee too. Yeah. I appreciate you for putting up with me. Putting up with my greatness. Sometimes my often less than greatness. Gotta be strong to put up with me. I don't take that for granted. I love you for that. Give me that. Give me that. Pretty yourself.
that beautiful?
My goodness. I love that.
I do.
love that.
I was like, oh, see, I can't wait to have that.
I love that. That you could tell that that connection that they have is absolutely divine. I can't wait to have them on.
And coming on, y'all. And coming on. So I met them about 5 years ago. Tasha, tactical social worker, and her husband, Body by O. I met them about 5 years ago at Redstone Firearms. I've taken his firearms instruction class a few times. So when they usually come here to California, I try to make sure I get in their tactical training class. So I met them 5 years ago, and I love them dearly. Tasha is a licensed clinical social worker. Body by O is a pilot. He's also a firearms instructor. She's also a fire instructor. They are business partners. They are a business team. They are a Black couple. They are in love. And why not? Why shouldn't I have them here talking about love? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's bring them on.
I love that. Well, let's bring them on. I'm super excited.
Look at him. Look at him.
Look, I'm trying to slouch over. He's talking about sit up our professional. Like, say, man, we ain't at work right now.
Right. Listen, we cuts up over here. We cuts too. We cuts.
Come too. As you are. Come as you are.
Listen.
How y'all doing, man?
I'm good.
Hello.
Welcome.
Now, I just want to say, like, the connection that I saw between you two is just absolutely beautiful. It seems like you guys have a very intimate, close relationship. How did you two get to that point?
I'm a battered spouse, y'all. I'm really just like, I'm a battered spouse. I got Stockholm syndrome. She beats me all the time, and I'm just looking for help. I need
I told y'all.
So
you'll be me up.
So listen, let me how that video even started. Mm-hmm. He had just finished harassing me, and I was like, I'm gonna record his ass. I'm gonna catch him because I got out of his truck and he was putting me in my truck. Yeah, he said he opened the doors and shit like that. But he was putting me in my truck. And I was like, I'm gonna catch him. So he turned his head to do something. I was like, let me set up my phone so I can put him harassing me. And soon as he started to say something, he saw me recording. So then he started sweet talking me. But that's how he be sweet talking me when I be ready to fight him, though. So
I love that. So he has a strategic move where he does that.
Yeah, it's an abuse cycle. He swoop in and like lovey-dovey, and then he terrorized me, and then he come back and like start being lovey-dovey again.
I love that. And the choice of words you chose, it was like you weren't speaking just to the surface of a situation. It felt to me when I was watching that, it felt like you was speaking to her spirit.
Her soul,
like
yes.
I love that. What ignited you to go to that level of talk? Because some men don't surface certain levels of conversation or intimate conversation with their woman, but how do you get to that level as a man?
I'm gonna be fair. It's not about how, it's why. Full transparency. She was the first relationship I was actually able to say stuff to that I actually felt, and it wouldn't be taken the wrong way or taken advantage of.
Powerful.
That was a big thing. And believe it or not, and I say this to a lot of people, if you can have fun in your relationship, it's a lot easier to say the things that you're afraid to say. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of times we just have to talk about this. A lot of she said it. You was like, well, we spend a lot of time being husband and wife, but when you gonna be my man? When you gonna be my boyfriend? I was like, so you want me to send you a big head text, come lay some pipe and go home?
Thank you. Yes, she wants that too.
Yes. So, and just understanding that we're not a monolith, and there are certain parts of the relationship that we have to be and we have to cater to. And a lot of that, of course, I was telling the truth, but I find times to express myself and tell the truth when it's comfortable for me, which is always in a crazy situation for whatever reason. But this has been the first relationship that I've been able to actually express myself, tell the truth, and not feel judged or used for it. So it's you got to find the right one. So it's not a matter of how, it's a matter of why.
I love
why and who.
Mm-hmm.
Why and the who. And we talked about that on past shows too, with men making it comfortable for them without judgment to open up and be vulnerable, you know, without being shot down. You know, I know I've been guilty, you know, of it, because sometimes, and I think it's so culturally, we've kind of been taught that that's kind of corny or cheesy, although we want it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, sis, I want that. I want to receive it the right way. So thank you for that.
I like the idea that you both are in alignment with having fun with each other. I think that's an essential part of a friendship. You want to feel like you're friends, right? And I feel like that is what helps you in the extent of a long relationship. You know, when I look at my aunt and my uncle who have been married over 30 plus years and grandparents, it's because they have a solid friendship. They actually like each other. And I think a lot of people in today's society forget that intricate part. I think they're getting together for the titles or because of what somebody looks like or how much money somebody got, whatever superficial reasons, but they don't actually like each other. So you two actually seem like friends.
That's the homie.
It's just like any other relationship, right? So you got to understand relationships has its ebbs and flows, just like the ocean, right? You got to, how you deal with those situations, how you work through those situations. Oh, don't get it twisted. I sent her a video the other day of this dude. It was wrestling. He was body slamming this woman. He body slammed on the table. I was like, yes, you need to, right?
What?
No, I was just saying the video was like a nice video, not the fact that I would ever want to body slam you, like you be body slamming me. But see, but it's like you have to. It's how you go through it. You're not always going to agree.
We play a lot, even sometimes when we shouldn't be.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, if you have to share a close, intimate space with anyone, be it your damn kids, your partner, like there's going to be conflict.
There's going to be,
There are going to be like, you know, differences and situations that need problem solving. However, when one of us, we feel like getting out of hand, like, okay, like
reel it back in.
You popping your shit, but you're doing a little bit too much now. The other is usually has some level of inappropriate sarcasm.
I love that part. I feel like that, but only you two get it though.
Right.
You two.
While we over here too.
Right.
Because imagine just going in on your partner, especially if you know you right, and they just say some off the wall childish shit. Your focus
like,
will be thrown off.
Right. Then you mad. You be mad no more.
So now take your time out, and we'll come back in about 40 minutes.
I love that you guys have built like that conflict resolution within you guys' relationship. That's also a healthy defense mechanism in maintaining a healthy relation and interaction with your partner. Because like you said, at some point they're gonna start getting on your nerves, especially in close proximity like that.
And they work together. You know what I mean? So they're together all the time. We work together. We go home together. You got on my nerves at home. Now I got to talk to you about. At work. Now I got to go home and tell you got on my nerves at work. Exactly. So, how has that strengthened your marriage and complicated it by working, close together?
It is. So. You've seen us work together, right? One thing I say where it helps, like we've disagreed. As a matter of fact, you might have been in class when we had a disagreement.
Probably.
Yeah, anytime if I walk back and forth or gotta walk up on him, I'm like, like this not gonna wait. And it can be something as simple about class or what he told me he's gonna do with class. Like, I know this your class, but I'm not gonna be helping you do this, and you change yourself without telling me. Like I'm
right.
Like we ain't in the military,
right.
So
but in a split second, based on the stand,
I ain't have time
to go through all the lectures.
So
and all that. Just let's go. You know what I mean? And even then, that helps because if you're mature,
it
helps because we in a professional setting.
However, this can't wait.
Yeah.
Even though the topic may be work, the undertone is like, okay, this is a communication issue I was talking about.
Yeah.
Or hey, this the not giving me enough notice I was talking about. So it's always a common theme, no matter how frequent the argument. A lot of times with us couples, we think is this thing, that thing, that thing, that thing. Maybe literally listed 30-something things. Meanwhile, if you may only have about 5 or 6 themes to deal with. So the interactions like that help us to kind of like break down what the issue is. So that's why we're able to make fun of some stuff like, yeah, this is shit I told you about. You ain't want to listen to me.
But you still gonna do it. You sexy though, right?
First of all.
Now my question.
You see how they came out of nowhere?
And this happens at the range, y'all.
Yeah.
This happens in the middle. Everybody has rifles and different types of firearms, and this can happen in the middle, and then it's like in a second. All right, now get back. Da 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 da. Point, shoot, like
Now my question to Tasha in regard to like you mentioned, the communication barrier with men and women. We as women, we're very detail oriented. Well, let me speak for myself. Very detail oriented. I'm a planner. I like to know what's A, B, and C. And you mentioned that your husband, he may bring up something that's spur of the moment. He just may have thought of it. How do you adjust to that communication barrier as a woman?
Listen, I'll make sure I'm putting you in this can in case the universe ancestors don't like something I'm about to say. So I had to learn. So I'm a naturally anxious person, like anxious behavior, anxious thoughts, damn anxious attachment style. So I had to learn, if it ain't my business, leave the shit alone. If I can't control it, don't worry about it. It ain't your business, Tasha. Mind your business. So when it boils down to it, this is his class. I'm here to support. You tell me what you want me to do. Oh, you still trying to figure it out? Come talk to me when you got to figure it out.
I love that idea of control the controllables.
Right. Us as women, mothers, wives, we micromanage the hell out of life. That's just what that mother and that nurturing spirit do. So you want to, what's this? What's that? What's that? I need to know this. No, you don't. Like sit your ass down somewhere and just let some stuff be. That's whole nother topic, but at the same time, that's where the burnout comes from, being a wife, being a mom. You're doing too much. So you don't know how to do
that was a good one that you just said, Tasha. That resonated with me. Just learning to pick your battles. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to combat everything.
Right. So
I'm just learning that in my 40s that I don't have to combat everything.
Don't nobody tell us that. Even the narrative that's with Black women, oh, you fighting, you're strong and you're resilient. No, I want to be soft as that goddamn.
You hear me?
In my comforter.
Come on.
Do you hear me?
Yes, Miss
Do you hear me? Do you hear me? So,
yes, ma'am.
What is a husband?
Man, I like to refer to husband as a prophet, priest, and king of his household. Prophet, hearing from the universe or whoever it is you pray to the family, priest, petitioning who it is you pray to on behalf of the family, and king to govern, not dictate, govern, and provide for said family. With that said, we often get caught up in the husband mode and we forget to be boyfriend and her man mode. Guilty of that. Like I said, because as Black men, you got to provide, you got to lead, you got to do this, and you got to do that, leaving no room for being the individual you were during the courtship phase of that relationship. And I think that's where we're in, I'll say our culture, we're brought up to treat marriage and courtship and relationships in phases and not a continuum. I'll say it that way. Hey, you're supposed to date her, take her to movies, do this, do that. Then you get engaged. Now you got to do this, and that. When you get married, you got to stop all this stuff and now do that. So that goes back to the idea of like all these things you did to get this relationship, now it's going to fall short because you got to do something totally different. So being able to not be a monolith and be all those individuals to cater, foster, and cultivate the relationship.
Now, how do you shift in between all of these different roles that's a part of your dynamic to your family and
1,000% schizophrenia.
Get on my nerves. Think about it like this: we as people is layered. We're like layered.
Absolutely.
So you have the version of you that's a daughter, that's a sister, that's a friend, that's a mom, that's a cousin, that's an entrepreneur, that's an employee, the part of you that just simply exists, the part of you that's wounded from that childhood foolery, the part of you that's just, you have all of these different versions of you, and it's just a matter of being intentional about how you refer to the way you show up in certain settings.
Yeah.
So I say it like that.
Yeah. We're all layered. You just have to know when to call that individual to the forefront for the time being. Like, not all the time does she need a husband. Sometimes she needs a friend. Sometimes she just needs she needs consoling. Sometimes you just need somebody to listen.
That's true.
Sometimes she just need her chocolate pawpaw.
You know, chocolate pawpaw gonna show up, baby. You hear me?
Chocolate pawpaw ain't mine.
Oh, you don't like chocolate pawpaw?
The chocolate pawpaw ain't for me. We had an ex girlfriend started calling him that name. So that name is for him and yeah, his other partners. No, I got my own name for him.
Excuse me.
Now I wanted to ask Tasha, in retrospect to Nicey's question to what is a wife? What is a wife?
I had this question in therapy last month.
And you can't rewrite your own definitions. Answer the question like she said.
A wife. I can only speak for me because everybody don't wife the same. So what I've had to learn, for me, a wife, me as a wife refers to the version of me that is present, that is developing so I can peacefully coexist with this man. I've learned that changed. My ideas of a wife changed from 2014 to 2015 on up to now. And they will be changing because who I was back then in those moments, she ain't here no more. Like she up in here somewhere, but she's not here anymore. So what can I give now? In what ways can I be a wife? Like, what does he need? What can I give? And where do we like peak out at our highest points with that? And that's why we check in with each other a lot too, just because stuff's changed. Stuff makes changes internally and not just on the surface where we can see, because your partner, they're their own person outside of the existence as your spouse. So
I love that. That was
a
multifaceted answer, Tasha. That really was.
Listen,
and we talked about it last night. She and I.
I've been trying to keep the therapist in me out of stuff like this, but it's just in me, so it comes out.
Yeah,
so.
We talked about that last night. She and I kind of were talking briefly last night, about today and what the topic was going to be. And she said last night, change is going to happen in your relationship. She said it last night. She was like, and it's okay to change. And so with that being said, you know how sometimes when you're getting in a new relationship or you get married, right? And you have your friends who kind of miss that old you and they tell you, girl, you changed. How do you, or have you dealt with those type of conversations with your girlfriends in retrospect to your marriage?
So as lovely as I am professionally, I don't people in real life. I don't. So all of that to say, I have not experienced that. The friends that I did have and I changed over time, they fell off. Maybe our time was up. Maybe you weren't supposed to be in the first place. Either way, so I do have one friend that has been around. And I'm still the version of her that has us close. Like the hood me from the streets of Louisiana is still in here. Like she very much still.
His face, he is too funny.
Because he be making fun of where I'm from, but nonetheless. But that version of me is still there. So me and her, we don't, of course we don't speak every day. Our life was different. Nonetheless, like that's still my road dog. The closest I have came to something similar. And that's when I first learned about trauma bonding. Like long before I even hit like grad school, I was like halfway through undergrad. And I had this friend, like we used to, she would have man problems all the time. And we talked about it. Girl, let's go out and drink and all of this and that. And within about 2 or 3 months of me dating the shady comments came. And then about a couple weeks later, it was like, we the engagement, I ain't doing it. Yes, no, when he engaged, Ed took it.
Not proposed.
Yeah.
Really? So your friend was throwing shade at the relationship and the progression throughout the relationship.
Because now when instead of we going out and just girls' night, well, I'm with him, or like, hey, like I can swing by, but he with me. So of course, if you in your woman man hating phase, I don't want him coming around, like leave him, like why you gotta bring him type thing. So
and it's so funny that you mentioned this, Tasha, because I think a lot of Black women are impacted by their friends in relation to their relationship with their man and how it has made them either single, divorcees, just alone, is because of their alignment with people, like you said, trauma bonding, that haven't fully accepted their trauma or working through it, but yet want to bring you back and getting back into that same space where they are. It's like, gosh. And it's good that you identified it too, Tasha, because a lot of people don't identify it and they get hurt. So I'm glad to hear that you were able to let that friendship go and recognize it for what it was.
Yep. I was like, baby, the first time I'd have been happy like this, you tripping.
Right. You better bag your ass up.
So I've been reading people and reading energy for a long time before somebody damn textbook made it make sense. But so I just was like, I can't rock with this. I don't want. So
how did you adjust to that?
Adjust to what?
Like how did you feel going through that time of dating her with this friend and then proposing and that friend feeling a certain type? Like, what was your disposition in this situation?
See, I'm a little different. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I ain't dating them.
Right.
I know that's right.
She ain't even fine. Like what?
Tell her to go home.
Okay.
Tell her to go home.
That's your friend. That's my friend. My friend was at the proposal. So
who are you? Exactly.
And I'll be fair. I was joking, but I got that from my parents. Believe it or not. Years ago, my parents gave me this dissertation on who I choose to marry. My daddy made it clear. I ain't waking up with them. They ain't breathing in my face every night. I don't care what you do.
Period.
And my mom was like, if you bring, I ain't gonna say what she said, but if you bring her to my house and I don't like it, it's gonna be the last time she come to my house. I don't care what you do. But you see what I'm saying? So, I've never been the type to, as long as she doesn't allow her friends, whatever, to influence us, because I don't expect her to really, you know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. We allow too many people outside of the relationship inside the relationship.
Ooh,
because at the end of the day, when me and you down bad, and those friends that we've helped, we down bad, and we need their help, where they at?
Where they gonna be?
You see what I'm saying? And we've seen that too many times as people, not just us. At the end of the day, when now we're talking about the sanctity of marriage or even a relationship, committed relationship, we're here for each other, period. No one else is expected or required to be there. Now, there are going to be a lot of people pull on us because they want us to be who we were in those conditions. We're not in that condition anymore. We're not even that person. Like she said, we're not even that person anymore. So governing ourselves in a union as a team, a new team itself, that's difficult for people to grasp because, like she said, if you spend your life in dysfunction and you don't know what a healthy relationship looks like, it looks fake. It looks like it's too much and it looks like this and looks like that. No, we just stepping away from the dysfunction really shows you who's who around you. But you yourself have to realize that you are been living dysfunctional for so long. That was the hard part for me. Like,
me too.
Powerful.
I don't care about nobody.
Right.
I don't care about none of them.
Oh.
I'll sleep with you.
I mean, I know this is a question is almost broad because it's different for everybody, but should Black couples or just couples period split bills?
If they got to do what works for their house.
So I was reading a list.
Should Black couples split bills?
I mean, whatever works for your house. Like I don't like to get in. I don't like the idea of there being a quote unquote standard. What makes you all happy?
Mm-hmm.
Do what makes you happy. And here we go again, allowing societal, whatever, insert norm, foolishness here, letting that get into your relationship. Do what makes y'all happy. And that's
find somebody on the same plane. Like, why are we?
Yeah.
Y'all, if the therapist in me come out, y'all gonna have to forgive me and just.
We wanted to.
No, we want you to come on
out. Because my thing is, if you like this and they like that, and nobody likes this and that, like there's no overlap. We spend so much time in ego trying to convince people to be who we need them to be. And I'm saying people, and I'm gonna say it like that because I see a lot of my sisters doing it as well. They'll throw out the word ego as a jag at a man. Meanwhile, we all suffer from ego issues. Like it's there. It drives the feel good part of us. So anything that doesn't feel good, i.e. rejection, now we're trying to force, convince, guilt people into being what we want them to be, not what they showed us to be.
That which has absolutely nothing to do with what society deems you should be. Yeah. Now, we've proven over the last, 1,000 years, there's been so many dynamics deemed by society that hasn't worked.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So worrying about who pays what bill, that goes to you and your house. No one cares, because I heard somebody say years ago, if I have 2, she has 8, we have 10.
Period.
Now, if you stay in this, oh, well, he got to pay all the bills, or we have to split the bills. If the foundation of your relationship is money, cool. But if you want somebody to actually love you, you can't be focused on that right now. You need to focus on who's going to love, respect, and reverence you, first of all. And that's why a lot of us are in this situation.
Oh, yes.
He can pay all the bills, but he beating your ass and sleeping with your auntie. So
right. Hello.
But you got a Bentley though. You good. You understand what I'm saying? But you're going to look down on the woman who's, I'll say it this way. You look down on a woman who's 6-figure and her husband makes $30,000 a year. You looking down on them, but she ain't got to worry about getting STDs from, you see what I'm saying? Just little stuff like that. And I think we've taken that whole who pay the bills and 50-50 way too far. We're not living with the people. And y'all don't know what we do in our house so far as finances. If we keep I'll say it this way. If we keep our finances to ourselves, like we keep our sexual activities in our houses to ourselves, none of this will actually be a topic.
Right.
We ain't on the internet talking about who's supposed to be doing what during sex in the bedroom with married people, are we? No. So why are we talking about finances?
Well, the reason why I asked too is because the song "Bills, Bills, Bills" play, and so I started hearing, hearing the
single women sing that.
Single women
were singing that at the time. Beyonce ain't said shit about no bills since she get with Jay-Z.
She said nothing about nothing.
Nothing.
Now that's a great point. She
said
I don't know.
Either.
Yeah, true. I don't know if you guys seen the uproar with Sierra and Tasha, with Sierra singing a song. You guys know she's married to Russell, and he took her in and Future's son, little Future, and raised them. But the uproar was that Sierra is singing a song about independence and not needing a man, but yet she's married to one of the wealthiest football players there is, who has taken her and her son in, paid for her masters, all of these great things he's attributed to her. But the Black women, particularly the sisters, were in an uproar like, wait a minute, you preaching to us independent women, but you're a married woman. How does this work? What do you think this hypocrisy that's going on in the media when it comes to our people?
Yeah. Everything, that's extreme. That's an extreme, absolute.
This was like 2 weeks ago, by the way.
And I totally missed that. Everything, most things are based on perspective. Can it be hypocrisy? Yes. Can it be that someone can be supported by their partner and be independent? Because are we saying, is he doing everything for her? Is this a level of support to help her? What?
She actually said, where are the independent women who don't need no man?
Man.
For what?
And then
She said,
yes,
the independent women who don't need no man.
Because do we need a man or do we want a man? And the difference in that, and this goes to the
Both of them.
monogamous mindset of the culture, because monogamy says, I need you. I cannot function without you. That's unhealthy codependency.
Dysfunctional.
It's all the way dysfunctional. Like, why would you want somebody to love you to the point they can't function without you? You do understand that has like all the way sociopathic tendencies behind it. They will take your ass out of here is what they saying.
Right.
So when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, my little ears ringing. So like the fact of the matter is, me and we even talk about this stuff like this. Do we need each other?
We won't.
No, we want each other. We're intentionally choosing to be here. We know just by chance that we decide that we're not in alignment, that like our mission with each other was up, we will be okay moving forward. Yeah, we're going to miss everything, have to go through our process. However, we would be okay to move on and receive love however we see fit moving forward from there. So it's just some people like to say, oh, well, I need a man, I need a partner, I need a wife. Like, that's fine. That's not my view on it. People do have to just operate how they see fit for them.
To piggyback what she said, if I love you to a point where I can't live without you, that means I don't love myself enough at all. Now, I'm going to say this. We have to understand, everybody that has a microphone and a platform, for whatever reason, they are catering to a specific diaspora of their market. That's what they're doing. They are selling records. Yes, Beyonce and every woman up there that's married is going to sing to who's going to buy them records. And right now, the trending topic is black man versus black woman. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. But you're somebody in your text right now that's going to drop some meat off at 11:30.
Not drop meat off.
11:30 on the school night.
On school night. He going to go back to his wife. And you're going to go back on Facebook and you're going to post how men ain't on all that, right? I don't need a man. Cool. But you know what? You don't need a man. You should want one. You don't need nobody. You need air to breathe, you need food to eat, and you need shelter. You don't need social media either. Now somebody gonna jump off something to take away social media, so we can't say that.
Somebody is gonna jump off. Yes.
A lot of y'all. But, and that's the thing. When we learned that it was a want instead of a need for each other, it made us love each other more. How does it feel? How would you feel if the person you were in a relationship with stayed with you because they had to? Not because they wanted to, but because they had to. It's a totally different feeling when you know that person can walk out the door any moment they want, but they chose you every single day. And that's a problem. Yeah, we don't have that.
It requires
people don't have that in the community.
It requires a level of healing and confidence.
Healing, confidence. Somebody had a question. I just saw that briefed up. The gentleman asked
about blended family.
About blended family. I have a son. She has a son. Our children were of a decent age of understanding when we got together, so it wasn't anything. It wasn't like a whole bunch of stuff to mix and mingle. It ain't that. I have a son. She has a son. They cool. So it's just like.
By the way, y'all nephew turned 18 yesterday.
What?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He turned 18 yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you met him when he was 13.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait, I did the math, but I'm like, no.
Yes, no. Yeah, he turned 18 yesterday.
Happy birthday, man.
Tell him I ain't telling him goddamn happy birthday. Go sit in the corner somewhere.
We'll be in Dallas. We'll be in Dallas May 26th. Through the 28th, by the way. So
nephew, you want to go strip club, nephew? Let's go strip club, nephew.
Y'all, you know what?
Let's
you know what? My nephew said the same thing.
It's a black-owned strip club. It's black-owned, sure does. Uncle O is head of security. We're gonna take care of your nephew. I promise. We're gonna take care of you.
Y'all see. Y'all see what Tasha go through.
26.
Yeah. Check your calendar. So make sure we're available.
Yeah, anything on the counter.
But yeah, and that's the thing. We can't spend so much time listening to what. And I'm gonna go on a limb. I don't care what your mama say. I don't care what your pastor say. I don't care what your best friend say. You do in that relationship what works for y'all. So to the brother's question, whatever dynamic works for y'all, do that. To go to the extreme, everybody was knocking on Will and Jada's relationship over the years. Their relationship is the punching bag. Do I agree with everything? No.
Yeah.
But guess what? If that work in their house and they ain't filed for divorce, that should let you know right then that your voice, your thought on the matter means absolutely nothing when it comes down to them when they get home at night.
Question. Yeah. Did you guys have premarital counseling? And if you did, do you recommend it?
So we was passing through Christianity around that time, and we was told we were supposed to, but we was like, give a fuck about none of that shit. Like, we'll figure it out.
You're not finna tell.
So we didn't do premarital counseling. However, I recommend it under certain circumstances now.
Therapy, yeah.
So a lot of people, they'll go just to get a certificate like, hey, this is marriage. I honestly feel like we whether older couples, older people who get married later, we're not prepping the younger generation for what realistically happens in a marriage. Like the realistic thing about the changes, about you not losing yourself. Because, and I'm licensed with the state of Texas to provide premarital counseling. However, the things like just looking at the layout of the things they discovered, I'm just like, they discuss is like finances, sex, kids. That's it. Like that's it. So there's so much stuff missing that I'm just like, it's not prepping people to realistically be ready for marriage.
And with that, and another question with that is, would you recommend a counselor being single, not married, counseling you about marriage? Is that appropriate?
You know what? I don't like the counseling word. Everybody needs therapy right now.
Counseling is more short term.
People need therapy because.
So we have some technically Angela is a counselor. So you have counselors and you have therapists. So they're
two different things. Yeah.
You know what? My apologies. When you say counseling, my brain goes, you two sit in front of the pastor and
we ain't sitting.
I would love to see it though. I would just love to see it.
You do not
y'all in front of. Yes, I do.
They kicked me out
like
of there.
All the
they
heathen
kicked me out of there for
you
a
think
reason.
He cut up on the range.
They kicked me out of there for a reason. You hear me?
Oh man.
I think somebody being single, providing marriage counseling is no different than somebody being in a dysfunctional marriage, not using the tools they're trying to teach y'all. So.
And I think that going back to what you said when you was talking about finances, sex, and kids, that's based on the societal norm for that particular time. So if marriage counseling or therapy, however you want to, we're gonna label it, from a 75-year-old pastor versus a 32-year-old pastor in 2023 is going to sound totally different.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about their life experience and what they went through and what they think was successful for them, gauging the level of success based on what they consider success, which is no real, measuring tool for anybody. So if you are in a relationship, marriage, and you happy and y'all good, cool, great. If you're not, then we need to reevaluate some things because what's for you may not be for the next couple. And that's why I get all fidgety in my chair when you say, well, this is the marital standard for who? Like, stop.
Right.
Right. Like our marriage is not like my parents' marriage. Hell no. But
see, I didn't grow up in a house with a married mother and father. I grew up solely with a single mother all my life. Period. So, for someone like me, what is the standard?
Right.
I've had to figure that out.
It is
whatever you say it is. And that sounds weird because in our community, the idea of whatever you say it is, that sounds like you're ungoverned. It falls in, you need to have a pastor. You need someone to lead you. You need someone to cover you. What?
We are
Who are you talking to?
Beings.
We are all autonomous beings. Like my mama said, you was born by yourself and you're going to die by yourself. Period. So it's just a matter of how you value yourself. And we say that a lot too. If you value what you have when your connection, you are going to consult that person on what you two need individually, regardless of what anybody else said. What makes you happy?
Yep. Society teaches us so much to, I don't like this. I don't want this. Don't do that. But just y'all try it next time you're in a situation with somebody complaining about what they don't want and don't like. Flip it and ask them, well, what do you like? What do you want? Most people don't know, because it's easier to point out what's unfavorable about the situation versus taking a minute. And that minute could be a New York minute, could be, you know. But
and
if
it
you
goes
don't,
back to what O was saying too, when he said that disengaging from social media, and what you're saying right now, Tasha, is that a lot of people don't know what they want because they're not sitting with themselves.
yeah, they don't know who they are.
Well, it's a reason for that too. You don't know what you want because you've never been allowed to say what you want.
That's one aspect, but there could also be the aspect they don't know. Like they
last time you said what you want, you got cussed out and you got a whooping, so you just shut up when it's something you want. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's many variables to that. Yeah.
What is submission? What does submission mean to y'all?
I know that kitchen better be clean by the time I get home. When I tie you up, that'd be submission too.
Oh Lord.
So I'll say this way. I'm not a Christian. However, there are some great things in that book. Submit yourselves one to another. What do you need? I got you. What do you need? I got you.
Submission.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
It ain't even that deep.
It's not.
It ain't even that deep.
It's not.
Y'all see that?
Grown-ups and humans complicate things.
That's it. That's it.
Submission is doing what I ask. That's it. If I tell you, hey, talk to me nicely. Talk to me nicely.
Yes.
I'm just loving this connection. I am just loving this connection.
I'm gonna talk to you nice. Yes, in your ears, though. Yeah.
What do you guys think? We're not talking religious, but whatever you pray to, God, Jesus, whatever. Allah, I don't know who. Right? What is what do you think God's purpose for marriage is?
What do I think God's purpose for marriage is? I think, based on who I pray and talk to, it depends on the meeting points of the individual missions of those individuals. Because then we know, who do you say God is? Is God the white man or the brown man or the yellow man or the red man with the curly hair? Is God like an higher version of yourself? Like, who is God? So
I like to use an analogy when we talk about what's powerful, what has the power of cause and effect. In our community, everybody can agree and understand that the most powerful thing on the planet is, in fact, Black love. I don't care what, it's so powerful, people are scared of it. Scared of it. With that being said, and this doesn't have to be anything religious, we can go to the science. You know, what is it that they are so afraid of for her and I to be like, I got you, I ain't going nowhere, we gonna make it work, it's all about us, damn the rest of them, it is what it is. That's interesting. That is extremely interesting. It is extremely interesting why society right now is finding a way to capitalize off of this not working.
Right.
You don't see gobs and gobs of podcasts, songs, and all that stuff. Anti-white women and white men, Mexicans, Hispanics. No. You see the Black love under attack like none other. Okay. It sells the most records. It sells the most T-shirts. It sells the most plates. It sells the most, oh my God, movies. You see what I'm saying? And I think the brother Tank, he made a comment and he said he was talking about Sam Smith. He can sing "Stay With Me" all you want, but Tank can't get up and sing that. It's got to be hypersexual. It's got to be post-breakup. It's got to be traumatic. It's got to be drama. It can't be, you know what? I'm in love with this black woman. I'm going to die for her. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You see what I'm saying? So my ideals in that, babe, I'm going to live for you. I burn all this shit down behind you. You hear me? It's a matter of, and again, I say this all the time. This is the happiest space I've ever been in, and I understand why it's a problem, because when I go out into the world, I feel fucking invincible. You see me at work, Sneaker. You see me at work. I'm the god today. It is what it is. I am the African god of iron. Run up. That's how I feel. That's how men are supposed to feel when they leave the house because of which they're connected to. That's how she's supposed to feel like Yamoya when she walk out the house. Period. She's not supposed to be head down. Oh, go back through this again and blah. No, man, come on. That's what sell records. And then why are you listening to "I Hate Men" while you taking a shower on your way to work in your music? Programming. How the old folks say it's getting in your spirit. So now you thinking crazy. Now your king could be walking up to you, just standing behind you in the gas station, buying some gum, and say, "Hey, man, how you doing this morning?" And that's it. And now you go.
She F nigga F and free. She F
free. Blah blah. Yeah, like wait a minute. Yeah, you lonely too. And now you got to call Ray to drop some meat off because never mind.
So we're almost an hour in. So we're gonna take a quick break. I want to play, since we talked about music, our guy, our boy, our friend, the producer of this show, who's backstage, he has a song called "Sunshine." So I want to take a brief intermission. We're gonna play "Sunshine." I want you to listen to these lyrics. This is his new album. It's called "The Master's Table." Sincere love to God, DJ RP Beats. Let go.
There you go.
I ain't ready.
You ain't.
Let's keep going then. Keep going. What's the next question?
What's the next question? Get ready.
Let's do it.
When you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
What's the next question? We give him time to chime it up.
We'll give you a little time. We'll give a little time. So, what was I going to say? I had a lot of stuff. Do you feel that you guys bring the best out in each other?
We're supposed to, and the worst.
Like she didn't really put the best and the worst.
Best and the worst. Yeah.
The best, the worst, the most vulnerable, all of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
It's the best and the worst because we're most vulnerable with each other.
So
what keeps you two committed to your commitment to each other?
Anime, you leave, I kill you.
Stop playing with me.
I can't stand him.
You see what I mean?
Like, remembering why I put a ring on her finger. Remembering why I chose her. You know what I mean? So when she started acting like Louisiana, wanting to fight and act a fool and pour hot sauce on everybody, I look, hey.
Not pour hot sauce.
Not hot sauce.
Hey.
I thought it was grit.
Hey,
I thought it was grit.
What kind of hot sauce though? What kind of hot sauce?
We're gonna work this out.
Who I pour hot sauce on?
And after we work this out, you're gonna feed me them crawfish. You understand?
Who I pour hot sauce on?
It was a metaphor.
A metaphor for what?
It's metaphor for you.
Louisiana.
We're doing the 318 thing y'all be doing. Yeah, it was a metaphor.
Bitch,
yeah, bitch, I'm from Louisiana. That whole song y'all be singing, y'all be fighting in the club. Yeah, that was.
I forgot what the question was.
How do you guys stay committed to your commitments to each other?
I be having to remember that I'm from Earth and I'm human. And pimps be fucking up sometimes. So y'all don't pay me no mind. Seriously though. But I be having to remember, like, as funny as that was, but I be having to remember, like, yeah, they're like,
Nobody's
I fuck up. Like I want to be forgiven and given another chance. So I have to be able to give that. And I struggle with that in real life. So I was like, let me just be honest and put it out there.
No.
So like,
I love you two's connection. It's so
Right,
beautiful.
right. It is.
You got to turn your players card after a while.
First of all, you ain't taking shit. Y'all see how you talk to me?
Y'all, this happens on the range. I promise you. And by the way, if you guys are in the Texas area, not necessarily in the Texas area because they do travel. They do travel. You guys can also follow them at Body by O, which is on the screen here, and also Tactical Social Worker, and you can get their schedule, where they're going to be, what state they're going to be in. And I do recommend that you take their class because we also promote responsible gun ownership, but also training, safety. My son, Tasha, made him feel so good. He actually finally shot in the center where he was supposed to after her direction.
I remember that.
And he still throws that in my face right now that he's a better shooter than me because of you. So he won't live that down. He will not live that down right now. But yeah, definitely responsible gun ownership. Also, Tasha is a licensed clinical social worker. So if you guys need some sessions, make sure you reach out to our sister for some sessions. Listen, we're about healing too.
I love that.
Are we going to play Sunshine now, Cynthia? Can we play Sunshine?
Wisdom is the wise word spoken by the wise man. Wisdom is also symbolic to the black woman. Long natural hair, short with the waves. I give a shout out to my sisters with the curly braids. They call it 4C, we call it non-ether. She suffer autoimmune and formed alopecia. So keep a black woman's name out your mouth. I will slap her brains out his scalp. They on demon time, she on guard time. Let's take a walk, we gon' see what's on the goddess mind. She said she working on healing from her past trauma. Police killed her dad and shit went bad for her mama. Drug addicted, she neglected her brothers and sisters. She never felt beautiful cause she was dark-skinned. That's heartbreaking, ain't it? But darling ain't complaining, she on a queen of fool. She know the woman's sacred, divine feminine with spice like cinnamon. She only want that strong masculine, but still a gentleman.
Daytime, nighttime, her skin glow like sunshine. Cocoa, honey roll, sprinkling a little bit of sunshine. Daytime, nighttime, her skin glow like sunshine. Cocoa, honey roll, sprinkling a little bit of sunshine.
She only steam on the 7th and the 25th. That's why she tastes like nectar. Give me kiss. Not every black woman is a goddess, but if you got one, then not to make you a promise. The weapons might form against you, but none will prosper. If you got her, she'll elevate you to your highest chakra. She the mother, she the healer, she the oracle. That's why I'm comfortable near her, I could be vulnerable. We all came to this world through the sacred womb, including every last king in the ancient tomb. So how could they assume that she ghetto, she ratchet, when she inspired every trend that came into fashion? Yeah. God stunned it when he made that. Keep it 100, I don't want it if it ain't black. I go to war with you, I'm on the front line. We gon' be just fine, cause you my sunshine.
Daytime, nighttime, her skin glow like sunshine. Cocoa, honey roll, sprinkling a little bit of sunshine. Daytime, nighttime, her skin glow like sunshine. Cocoa, honey roll, sprinkling a little bit of sunshine.
You know what we gotta do? We gotta play different parts of the album or this song when we do our advertisement, because we always do that same part. But I love so many other parts of the song.
Yeah, it is. Actually, they Sincere and some of the people that featured on the album actually did a decoding of the album. So they did 2 days. He has another one coming up with Dr. I forgot. Wesley Muhammad. Yes, Wesley Muhammad. I believe he has one coming up with him. So yeah. You guys check it out on YouTube. Sincere Love the God. He did a decoding of the album and some of the songs on the album. So yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely. Okay. So we're gonna wrap it up. We're getting we're an hour in, but I do have another question. Tasha, as well as when did you realize you can trust one another? What was that moment when you're like, I can let my guard down, I can be vulnerable? When did you what was that moment, or when was it that you felt that way about O, and vice versa?
Don't do that. I have to be honest and say, the first time I'm saying this out loud, trust to me isn't a start button, stop button. It's an ongoing test. Like it's an ongoing vetting process. Because if I'm acknowledging and accepting that who I am is evolving and changing, then this new me need to make sure you still built for this. The new me, the current me, needs to make sure that you're able to give what I need before I just fall back into, okay, I'm just free, nilly-willy, full access. So that's something that I have learned and become more mindful of that I do as I'm going through my changes. And it makes it easier if I'm aware of this, so I can let him know. That way, if there's any shift in energy, he understands where it's coming from.
You stole my answer.
First of all,
So what I'll do, I'll professionally answer the question differently. The first time I realized I could trust her was when I realized that she was open about servitude. I owned a gym in Shreveport, and we were dating at the time. It was simple, real simple. I said, do me a favor. People are coming in. Can you sign the people in for me? And just watching her response, she was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Did it without a problem. I was like, "All right, so I can trust you there." And like she said, it's an ongoing process. As we grow and progress as people, you're going to have to, okay, I'm going into a new phase in life. I'm evolving into this. It's kind of weird for me. It's a different space for me. How are they going to cope with that? Are you going to shut it down when I open up and tell you blah, insert whatever here? Or are you going to accept me and meet me at my point of need when that moment comes? So yes, 100%. It's evolving. It's not I trusted you in the beginning. Well, did you reevaluate trust along this?
Right.
That's what it's
just because you can trust me with this, don't mean you can trust me with that. It's continuing. Yeah. You gotta keep checking up on that. Yeah.
Would you, Tasha, do you find yourself ever, because O is always around women, some, not always, but in the field that you are, he's around women. Do you let me, I know.
Good, don't nobody want the little old thing. Don't nobody want this little old thing.
Do you sometimes get jealous, Tasha? Do you get jealous? Because let's be y'all, I don't know if y'all saw her profile or jumped on her profile. Like, Tasha is stacked. She's stacked body.
Girl, I was in the mirror before I got on here. I was like, and she's stupid thick. I was
right. Tasha stacked for days. Tasha is stacked for days. I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
So in so many words, Tasha is Louisiana cornbread fed.
She's cornbread fed in all the right places, right? And so there's a lot of men out there, right? Seeing her walk across that range and stuff. So do you guys ever have those moments where you get a little jealous?
I say this with all the utmost air in my chest. Women being attracted to him don't bother me. Like, he fine as fuck. I know that. Like, very attractive. Women, even the women when he's dating, when he's interested in other women, it don't bother me, because sis, you think you built for this. You really not. Like, the test. So it's like, outside looking in, people look at us and they see we attractive. Like, we're attractive, and probably the first thing is that physical and sexual attraction is activated within them. However, there's responsibilities that come along with who we are as individuals with dating. So does it bother me like when women are attracted to him or wooing over him? I'm like, sis, like you don't know what you're getting yourself into. So I'm just like, enjoy it. Like if you built for it, cool. I'll see you on the other side. If not, then keep it moving. So it doesn't bother me. It don't.
Are you flattered?
Or who flattered him?
No, you. I said, do you get flattered when the women are, attracted to it? Is it flattering? Like you, like that's mine. Like you know what I'm saying?
No,
that's mine right there.
It's cute. It's cute in a way to like see him interacting with women, and then we grown. I have a bit of a like it turns me on in a sense sometimes because like I'll be like, yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. So kind of like looking at the interaction. So it's just
right.
Yeah, it don't.
What about you, O?
All right, and I'm gonna answer this, and I'm gonna talk to the fellas that's listening.
Lord,
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 sir. Under no circumstances are you going to set a mission to pull the baddest one in the room, succeed, and then turn around and don't want nobody to look at her. Nigga, what?
Right.
If you don't want nobody to look at your woman and talk about, damn, she fine, you have nothing to be proud about. At the end of the day, you knew how hard it was to pull her, so you know that if somebody else walk up and snatch your girl, they're at least as good as you.
At least. Minimum.
At least. But no, it's not a jealousy thing for me. That's one of my pompous, arrogant Brody moments. Like, nigga, we were somewhere and you walked somewhere. I'm like, everybody's room better be looking good. That mean, god damn. You see what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, I think we have an unhealthy approach to that kind of thing in our community.
Yeah.
Right. So is she only supposed to feel beautiful and attractive in your eyes? No, like I got the baddest one on the planet. All y'all better be looking if you got some sense.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that? I'll look at it then. I'll be watching you. I'm watching you. But yeah, that's not a thing for us. Like I said, we know who we are and we know who we're married to.
Absolutely. Again, I love you two's connection. It is so beautiful. And I want to thank you both for joining us tonight and just sharing a part of you guys today. It has truly, truly, truly been an honor.
No problem. We have a couple questions. Did we miss those? I don't want to like shit.
Let's go on there. You know what? Sincere puts them on so really fast. So can you?
I know. I never could read them. Yeah.
And allow
some of those questions so they can answer questions. I don't feel like I'm engaged if we don't answer their questions. There was one up there. I don't recall. It was happening so quick.
Look, they be moving so fast. So some of them.
You don't want y'all to
go in there.
Y'all. No.
I don't see.
We have a question in here. Some chick named Star said, "How often do you guys go out flying?" So he's also a pilot, y'all.
Awesome. We haven't gone much recently. I got some stuff planned. Of course, we got to do it every 90 day. 3 and 3 and night and day. So we'll probably do that here in a little bit. But like finding the time to. So it's gotten to a point now. It's like, okay, well, we went food for lunch. We did dinner. Mm-hmm. Then we just regular flying, but
we got to plan a trip.
Yeah, we got to do a trip now. So it's like, all right, where we're gonna go, and that's and believe it or not, being a pilot gives you access to go wherever you want, whenever you want to go. Like if we wanted to fly wherever right now, I just get on my little app, schedule a plane, literally get in my car, drive to the airport, pull it out of the hangar, and go.
I love that. That's cool.
But when you have that ability, you're like, where do I want to go?
All right, where we going?
Like first getting your driver's license, like I'm gonna go. And then mom in the back go get me some cigarettes from the corner store and some bread. Like mama, I don't want to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's the thing. We were getting ready to plan a trip, maybe. Like I said, but of course I do my due diligence to stay current and proficient. But I'm sure the question is, when do we as a couple go fly somewhere on some romantic? I flew the big booty out. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? But we got some plan coming up soon. You'll see it. We'll make sure we post it. Yeah.
So, with that being said, I have another a personal kind of adult question. Are you guys a part of the Mile High Club?
Not yet.
I
Not
Not
hadn't.
yet.
Not
What?
yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
We've been
yet.
working.
Not yet.
Well, see, the Mile High Club has a different definition now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's not you being on Delta Airlines sneaking in the bathroom. That ain't, stop it. That ain't Mile High. You know, that's 6 to 8 miles, but nonetheless, that it's coming. We got you. It'll be on our OnlyFans page.
Stop.
That's a good question, though. It's coming. It's coming. Promise you that.
What is that? I'm sorry, it's going. Now, also, what's the longest distance you guys have flown together? Just you two.
That would be
in your plane though, when you piloting, not
let
just
me, because it sounds like a pilot asking that. So let me go to my flight log.
Oh God.
You know, them pilots be like, you got to be specific with them. You know what I mean? Let me see.
You got to scroll all the way back and find it.
What year? That was
2022. Or either end of 2021.
Let me see something quick. Cancel that. You know what? I'll just go here. I know. So the longest distance would actually be.
Would it be for dinner or for?
It was
for dinner or for the barbecue place.
The barbecue place wasn't that far. This one was in Gate.
Like y'all hop in a plane just to go to the next state over to get a barbecue plate.
No, we stayed in Texas.
Texas.
I'm like, right. What?
I think had we drove in for Texas, it would have been like an hour and 40 something minutes, but fine, it was like under an hour.
Yeah, barbecue. The one I want to say that was close to, that was a 4.5 hour round trip. 4.5 hours
for dinner. What we was, I don't remember.
That's special.
It was 275 one way. 275 one way. 275 nautical miles one way. Yep.
Just for dinner.
Just for dinner.
That's so romantical.
It was fun. It was really fun. It was really fun. Really fun. It was good.
I love that. That is awesome.
To be able
to tell people, yeah, me and my husband, we went to dinner and got on the flight. And he flew the plane.
I had to take me a Xanax before I went up there.
I know, because that's a small plane.
Yeah,
like,
and
that's too
it's
small.
different.
It's different.
Yet it's intimate. I literally, y'all, the whole time I was like, my husband is not going to kill us. Like, we have so, and it's different from sitting on a big giant plane to that small plane.
Yeah.
And once he taught me like some of the basics of how like smaller planes work, I'll be so judgy getting flying commercial like flights now, because just understanding like some of the things that happen that can go wrong, that I'm like, we weren't supposed to do that. Like, why did we turn this corner up in the sky? So like little things like that, to the point now that, yeah, I'm more anxious with commercial flying than flying with him.
As a matter of fact, the first time we were about to go up, we had to wait because the weather that one time.
Yeah.
The first time.
Yeah.
So for example, one thing, and we get tickled anytime we go somewhere and it's commercial, people get all pissed off. Well, what's taking so long and blah, blah,
you better
blah.
let these people check the damn plane.
It's a storm. And I was like, I told one guy was sitting next to us. I'm like, look, bro, let me explain to you how this works. It sounds like a small problem, but when you at 30,000 feet doing 500 miles an hour, that's not a problem you want to have. Like, like all of us are dead. Like, and what happens is when you're on a commercial flight, you don't see what's going on in the cockpit.
They do maintenance every time them planes.
Every time that plane touches the ground, they're doing maintenance. And then they don't see what the pilot's doing. They don't see all the work the pilot's doing. Now you see on TV, the pilot's just sitting there. It's not like no, it's not. The most dangerous part of aviation is landing.
I hear
and takeoff and landing is crazy, especially with the weather. It's insane. Like, people don't understand how powerful weather is. Yeah.
Especially in that plane that you're always flying, do you guys feel the wind? Like, if it's a windy day, are you able to feel that a little more?
So to put it in perspective, to be honest with you, flying in a small airplane is safer than flying in a large airplane.
What?
1,000%. So perfect example. We're flying a Cessna 172. We rotated about 55, 65, depending upon the weight, right? In other words, 55 to 65 miles an hour is as fast as that aircraft needs to go to be in the air. That's it. That Delta airline, they got to be doing 200 miles an hour to get off the ground. They got to be doing 200 miles an hour to stay in the air.
Oh.
So if you go slower than 200 miles an hour, that plane's going to do like this.
Oh.
Make sense now?
Yes.
That's why they don't tell you that, because you would be too scared to get on the goddamn plane. Now, how many people actually survive a plane crash like that?
No.
So if a Cessna were to crash, right? So when we did this in aviation training, my instructor was sitting there. He's like, hey, see that airport over there? I was like, yeah, great. He pulled the engine, landed. You got one shot. So I stayed at my glide speed, and we just glided on in there. I landed that plane right at about 50, 45 miles an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
The things you learn.
Yeah.
Because I've always said, I don't want to get in one of them little planes.
You have the survival rate is a whole lot higher in a small aircraft than a large aircraft. However, because it's a smaller aircraft going slower, the wind, like you said, does have a greater effect on it. Yeah. One's propeller power, no, with jets, a whole nother science behind that. Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all, he does a lot of videos on his Instagram where he's actually in the air, like he's in the car with his phone.
Yeah.
Chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Mounted up.
Yeah, he playing his music like he in the drop top, or something, flying in the air.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yes.
It's really liberating. It's fun. It's extremely liberating. So.
Well, thank y'all so much for coming on to the Pick Me Godcast. Y'all know I appreciate y'all and love y'all. I hope I get to see y'all in May if y'all there.
Yes, there's
fingers across.
Yes, I blocked that off.
And I'll be there early Thursday. I'll be there early Thursday. So there, that Thursday. I'll be there for the FBA Expo, because we have a children's. It's an FBA expo, so there's going to be an expo there. Myself, Sincere Love the God, and our sister at Crown 808, we have a children's book series coming out, so we will be there vending.
FBA is the acronym for
Foundation of Black American Expo.
Okay, I got you.
Expo, yeah. So we'll be there vending. So there'll be a bunch of Black businesses there. There'll be guest speakers and stuff. Possibly our brother Jonathan may be speaking there. Hopefully that works out. So yeah, because we're gonna be talking about firearm safety stuff. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I'll be there for that. But I'm making it a little extended, not just for that, because I also have family in Dallas. So
gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to at least brunch, dinner, something.
Yes.
Definitely. We're fine.
Yeah,
and again, I've enjoyed you too. I can't wait till I come off of my social media hiatus so I can add you two on the social medias.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
All right, and so make sure you guys are following them both. If you guys need to learn some firearm safety and training, you want to get your CCW in the state of Texas or other states. Do you help people with CCWs outside of Texas or only in Texas?
Yes. Normally what we do, we team up with those other instructors in the area that already do it. Area. So when we travel to other places, it's not our objective to take over in that area. No, that's why we always team up with the local instructors, because I'm coming to teach a class, but you need to maintain said proficiency of that class with this instructor here until we come back. That way, when we come back, we're not starting over and I'm teaching the same class for 8 years. That's crazy.
Right.
So we actually team up with the local instructors for that and make that happen.
Yeah, let me just tell y'all, he's very abusive. He's extremely abusive on the range. He's very abusive on the range. I have been punished so many times, just making a little air. Get
That-
your ass down and give me 10 push-ups.
Right. But we got to talk about the why behind the what.
Life or death.
The why behind the what. And here's why we do that. And here's why I'm quite intense.
Very.
When you're out in the general populace, you pull your firearm out, that's a charge.
Yeah.
You discharge that firearm, that's another charge. That bullet goes into whomever or whatever, that's another charge on top of that charge. Okay. You cannot afford mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, did I miss one? Financially, you cannot afford to mess up in real life.
Right.
My push-ups, yelling and screaming is equivalent to that cop walking up and possibly shooting you, beating your ass, throwing you to the back of that car, taking you downtown, throwing you in jail for however long because you made a mistake.
Yep.
That's why we have a no-nonsense policy on the range, because if I train you to be okay with missing and making mistakes, you're going to have that attitude at 7-Eleven at 2 o'clock in the morning when you need to get gas on the way to your wherever you're going. And then you shot somebody's Mercedes, you shot somebody's daughter, you shot somebody's dog, and well, somebody was trying to do something to me, so I'm sorry. No, boo, I'm sorry. I understand you were about to be assaulted. However, you shot somebody's insert whatever here, and they want recompense.
Yep.
This is something that we don't discuss often in our community when it comes down to these gun courses. This is why I am so strict on that. Yeah, it's going to be intense, because the moment that you have to pull your firearm out, yeah, I need you to be okay with, to the point I'm so used to doing this, my heart rate is elevated, I can still focus, no tunnel vision, and handle business.
Right.
But if you have not trained for that intense, adrenaline-ridden, traumatic moment, you are going to fail. No one just shows up and performs.
Right.
Which is why cops always shoot the wrong people in other stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. But you're right.
Yeah, you're right. So I've taken his basic pistol and his
Basic rifle.
His rifle course. They're fun. He makes you shoot on your stomach, on your back, on your side.
Yeah.
Y'all, you got to be in shape a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please be in shape a little bit to take so this intense is fun, but I appreciate the intensity, you know, and the seriousness. It's fun. Don't get me wrong, but it's no game.
Not a game.
It's definitely not a game. You know, we're shooting real ammo out there, so it's not a game. It's fun. He's fun, you know, when he's teaching and stuff, but he's very business. He's very serious. And I appreciate your leadership and your teacher, but Tasha doesn't abuse me.
We got to play the good cop and bad cop, man. You got to have a good cop and bad cop.
You know, some people love, you know, how you have two parents. You have one parent that corrects you from a place of love, and the other parent that break their foot off in your ass. I'm going to correct from a place of love. You still gonna feel like crap afterwards, like damn, I fucked that up. But yeah, it's from a place of love. He get a thrill out of bullying people.
I just want you got to pay me. You know, won't run me mine. Gonna pay me. Yeah, what's that? 1,000 push-ups you owe me? Yeah, that's fine. When
will y'all be back at Redstone?
We're working on it now. I think I'm supposed to text John back. He texted me. I gotta hit him back with my schedule, but we are going to. I think he wants to do a rifle
after
course.
the summer. Shit.
100.
Listen, hold on now, because the last time, y'all.
Now the last time we came was the first time. It was semi cool. I was like, "What the hell, California?"
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
Wait, no, the last one we just did when it was hot, and everybody was packed. They had medics out there. When was that? That was
you talking about? I know what you're talking about. No, we went. It was
the
cool.
time before last.
Yeah.
Yes, the time before last. So we were just up there in September. It was the time before that.
Ooh, y'all. I had a headache. Like when I got home, I just had this headache. Like I just felt like I wasn't getting enough water. Like the heat was something
it was a fire
crazy.
It was a fire
in the mountains. Yeah. I had the 2 times.
Yeah, like after that class, Tasha and I, we had salt like from sweating. We had salt
right
in our clothes. Like you could see like the white lines, the water lines.
It was hard. I've never trained in that type of heat before.
And that's the thing.
Because it was humid. The sun went even. Remember, we had overcast most of the day, and it rained off and on.
But the fact of the matter is, when it's whatever degrees outside, bad guys don't stay home because it's hot.
True. Yeah. I stayed to the end though. I didn't leave early. Some people checked out early because they couldn't take it, but I thugged it out.
They didn't come back after lunch. They were like, "Nah, we good."
I thugged it out.
You go, girl.
Yeah, she did good. She did good. Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So when does this air?
Now we're live. Now you can always look at the
on what platforms? Like, is it on Facebook, Instagram?
It's on Facebook. It's on Instagram, and it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook and Twitter right now. We are live right now, and you can always look at the playback.
Okay, cool. That's what's up.
Live.
I'll make sure I share it on my page then. So I'll make sure.
Okay. Thank y'all.
No problem. Appreciate you.
I'll see y'all in a couple months.
Let me have it.
No, because you ate my other ones, and I had to remember to bring these home.
You know what? I stole some from the office.
Facebook deleted it for some reason. What the heck? Facebook always hating.
Facebook tripping.
Facebook deleted me for like 3 hours today. Just come on, Mark, get it together.
Right. We ain't even doing nothing. We over here talking about black. You know what? It was the black love. You said, why are they trying so hard to prevent this? And there we go. There we go.
Don't grab my stuff no more.
I love that.
Look,
every day.
Fred and Esther.
Every day I'm gonna grab it.
Fred and Esther.
But yeah, it was fun.
I appreciate y'all. This was fun.
Thank you
for having
your website. Tell people your website and some of your services. Ladies and gentlemen, tacticalsocialworker.com. All of your therapeutic needs, even women's protection and firearms. We have a lot of great programs coming up. What are some of the programs? Boundaries and Cocktails are absolutely amazing.
There it is.
Licensed clinical social worker for the state of Texas. She's also working on certifications and licenses in other states. However, you can always tap in, hit up on Instagram, Tactical Social Worker _PLLC, Tactical Social Worker on Twitter and on Facebook. We'll leave Facebook alone because you be acting fool on Facebook. Y'all hit her up, ladies, especially ladies. We get you in there. She teaches you the basics. She get you right, get you ready to come to me, so we teach you how to kick in your baby daddy's new girlfriend door and level the place. Yeah, that's how we do it. And
that's how we do it. And she has merch. I have her hoodie.
Yes, merch. Yes,
I have her hoodie. Yes, I do. Yes, it's on her website.
Socialworker.com. Y'all hit her up.
And so does O. You know, don't be all shy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying.
Body Ball Tactical, it's on the website. We do, oh my God, everything. Don't let the site overwhelm you. Just take your time, look at the tabs, see what you want, scroll through. Take your time. You can get you something to drink and scroll through the website. We do have merch. We have classes, courses near you. Mm-hmm. You know that. For those of you who are in the state of Texas who are looking for work.
That'd be glad.
All right. For those of you who are in the state of Texas and you are looking for occupation, we do have a security academy where we can certify and employ. We do have a security company as well. Outside of the training, we do also train all levels of, all levels of law enforcement and military for recurring training as well. What else we do?
Oh, Tasha, do you still do your meal prepping?
Meal prep, yes, meal prep and personal training and fitness. We do all that as well.
Oh wow!
Wow! She can cook it too.
I was like,
that's an
personal training is a thing. Personal training is in there. We're contemplating, debating, meditating on the possibility of bringing some fitness courses back. Do that, but the personal training and meal prep is always on deck. Always on deck, and we do that virtually as well if need be, and in person.
And let's be clear, y'all. All this is black owned. This is black ownership. Can we shout out black ownership?
Look,
can we shout out black
look, black owned, black operated. All are welcome.
Yes, I love that. Love that. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that is tonight's show of the Pick Me Godcast. Again, thank the Olivers for being here tonight.
Appreciate it.
And of course, my beautiful sister, Nicey girl.
Nicey.
Make sure y'all following me on Instagram at Nicey with the number 1. Huh?
Ma'am, I need you to do me a favor.
Yes.
Your page is private. I be wanting to promote your page and share it from a store.
Is her page private?
No, so I have another page that Tasha knows, but I have another one that's like with all this on here.
Send me that one.
Yeah, here it is. It's just with the number 1 on the end. Same thing.
Okay.
Just for the one.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was trying to promote.
Yes.
We're gonna
support the children's book. Y'all can get our children's book. You can pre-order the book at www.godcastbooks.com. And again, we will be in Texas May the 27th at the FBA Expo. We will have our books. We will have merch. And Sincere will have his album and also merch from the album as well. So yes, make sure you guys are also following him at Sincere Love the God on all social media platforms. And Brown Skin Baddie, where can everyone follow you when you're back?
Of course, Brown Skin
When you're back.
Baddie. I'll be back to the Instagram streets when I feel like it. But right now, I'm rather enjoying my hiatus. I'll be back when I want to. I know. I'll be back, but I enjoy my space.
Social media gets stressful in these streets, boy.
It's not even so much that it's stressful. Sometimes you just want to unplug.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
She unplugged on us on March the 1st, and we just waiting.
I told them I'll be back at the end of the month, going into April, but
okay,
you know.
Yeah.
We all know.
I don't feel bad about it. And it's so crazy, like you were saying, people were like, are you okay? You want to get off social media? I was like, yeah.
Who did something to you? They instantly think somebody did something to you.
Nothing. I just don't want to be on here.
And people don't take into consideration the stuff that they post, like the energy and stuff that they put out. Like,
baby, I will unfollow, mute, block in a heartbeat.
And you know what? Full transparency, I started doing that too. I started taking a page out of her book. Now my page is lit. I be on there. If it ain't making me laugh, I'm blocking you.
Period.
I need
period. Yes, good energy only. I love that.
Right.
All this woe is me and this person, this and this.
Yeah. Airing out your baby daddy, airing out your baby mama.
Like, what is going on?
Like we ain't doing that. We're not doing that.
Why you doing that?
Man.
You embarrassing your great grandkids. Why?
Man, I knew it was time for me to leave when I seen a grandmama twerking in a public bathroom. I said, okay.
No.
Yeah. I'm gonna be back after some time. Let me get back to earth.
As a matter of fact, speaking of, y'all know the rapper Jim Jones?
Yes.
Right? His mother was actually, it's a post going on today. She was at a strip club. She done hopped on stage with another stripper and she doing the pole thing. And I'm sorry, what's her mama name? His mama name is Mama something. She just,
Jim Jones.
I don't know.
She ain't the most attractive woman out there, She needs some meat.
If it works, if it works, it still got needs. I mean,
you know what? Oh, come on. Well, first of all, it wasn't her job to hop on the stage. She's a visitor. You're supposed to be making it rain or something, having you a drink.
She might have been trying to catch a young tender or something. You know what I mean?
That's all she dates.
Yeah, that's all she does. Yeah.
If it worked, it got needs. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey now.
I didn't think that women don't work though. I thought only not working as a man because a woman, you know what I'm saying? My mom told me that. She's like, she's 75. She said, I still get moles. And I'm like, no.
Yes.
Don't say that.
Old people be in the nursing home, be in retirement homes.
As a matter of fact, nursing homes have the highest STD rates in the country.
Yeah.
They getting it.
What?
Uncle Charlie getting that thing. You hear me? Yes, sir.
Yeah, they've been having sex with each other.
Yeah.
And you got the Niagara.
I don't even want to think about my grandmother right now. You know what? We gonna end on this note.
Grandpa got that Niagara's. He be in there.
I can't. Percy Earl still wants some.
Percy Earl.
Percy, your Niagara's take hold yet?
know what? Ooh wee. Oh man.
Okay.
Why y'all do me like that? Now I got
Yeah, you got visuals. You having visuals?
yes, it's a lot. But hey, grandma's gotta get it too. All right, well, it has been a pleasure. Until next time.
95 years
Hi,
old.
y'all.
Peace, God.
Hey, Dad. He's so good.
Hey, man, I got you a new book.
A new book?
Check it out. Check it out. Let me know how you like it. I'll be back. Man, this Bitcoin, this Ethereum ain't doing nothing for me right now, man. Gotta find some new investments.
Peace, God. What you doing?
Peace, God. It's good.
I think this book is kind of inappropriate.
Inappropriate? What's up with it?
It's inappropriate because look at these.
LGBT? Oh, man, I'm sorry about that, God.
I accept your apology.
Man, it's a shame, man. You can't even find no decent books for you nowadays without having to have these difficult conversations.
I have an idea.
What's
Maybe
that?
we should make a series of our own book.
A book series? That is a good idea.
7 volumes.
7, I get it. 7 volumes. What should we call it?
7 the Super Hey Rude.
7 the Super. Perfect. 7 the Super Hey Rule.
And then maybe we could even make some bundles of it once we get to volume 3.
Oh, see, now you're thinking like a businessman. I like that idea, man. A foundational Black American children's series.
Perfect.
Visit www.godcastbooks.com and pre-order your book today.
Sunshine.
Wisdom is the wise word spoken by the wise man. Wisdom is also symbolic to the black woman. Long natural hair, short with the waves. I give a shout out to my sisters with the curly braids. They call it 4C, we call it non-ether. She suffer autoimmune and formed alopecia. So keep a black woman's name out your fucking mouth. I will slap a nigga brains out his fucking scalp. They on demon time, she on guard time. Let's take a walk, we gon' see what's on the goddess mind.